Hello, everyone. Y'all, I have to send this out, guys. I miss y'all. I'm so sorry I couldn't be here last week. But I'm here. We here now. We gotta keep going. Guys, my dryer is having a heart attack, so don't mind it. It'll be off in 2 seconds if y'all can hear it. Let me share this out and bring my guests on. Hi. I'm bringing my guests on, guys. I'm so excited. How have y'all been? Okay, so Jflow. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to tell you guys the story of how I met him. Let's see if we can get him in. We're gonna give it 2 seconds. Yeah, guys, I was out of it last week. I couldn't. It was a lot going on. Okay, he's in. Send me the request, Jay. Let's see if we can get that. Dang, I'm trying to figure out how this works. Okay. I've done this so much times and I'm like still trying to make sure. Okay, here we go. Let me turn this down. Wait, let me see. What's on this up here?
Hey, how you doing?
Hi.
Hey.
Nice to see you again.
Oh, I know. I saw you went like 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, like 3 weeks ago. I want to say about 3 weeks ago. Have you been back on the show since then? Well, you didn't get
Oh
on the show, but
no,
I
I
know.
pop out like here and there. Not in
Okay.
get some footage behind the scenes. For fresh or something like that.
Okay, cool. So thank you for being here, Jay. I am so excited. Um,
How you
so
been?
guys, let me give y'all a quick rundown. I met
Nice.
Jay on Fresh and Fit. He had amazing energy. He was just mad chill. I want to say you were sleeping like half the show. But he had amazing energy, and I was just like, let me just reach out to him and see if you want to come on. Because I looked at your work and I was like, damn, he doing his thing. He is doing his thing.
I
So
appreciate.
how are you today?
I'm pretty good. I asked you the same thing earlier.
Huh?
Said, how have you been? How you been?
Oh, I've been good. I didn't get to come on last week. I wasn't feeling too well, and
Oh,
I've been like on a roll because I started this in the new year. And last week was like my first Wednesday where I was out of it. I said, you know what, let me just listen to my body and just rest.
yeah,
And I'm glad that I did because I was just so excited to just come on this week. So
yeah. It's good to take a good
yeah.
just to
Yeah.
reset.
Right, right. Is your Wi-Fi's on, right? Because you're breaking up a little bit.
Breaking up a little. Yes, on the.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. So let's get started because I'll try to keep it at like an hour, but sometimes it goes a little bit over. So we're gonna try to be on time today the best way we can. You got it. So do you have your wine glass?
Can you hear me?
Yes. You got your wine glass
Yeah.
ready? Let
Do
me
it.
see.
Do it.
Are you poured up already? Oh, you poured up. All right. So today I'm actually mixing because I've been running all day, so I'm actually mixing tequila with a little bit of Red Bull.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
was
even drinking wine.
sure
Huh?
because I had this wine last minute. I said, Jesus, I need wine. I just ran somewhere. I said, you know what, whatever,
You just grabbed whatever.
whatever.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm gonna just go ahead and finish the rest of that in here. So let's cheers
Is to you.
to a great conversation. I'm so excited to get into your business.
That's excited. Let's get it.
All right. So I always like to start off with, our childhood, right? Because that's pretty much where it all starts. So like tell me, are you from Miami?
No, I'm not. So
Okay.
I was born in And when um like I was born and raised there until I was 12 years old. Then I moved there when I was
Okay.
so I did a lot. Back in Haiti, not like as safe as it is in most places. So there was a lot going on, fights, kidnapping, and everything. And then I got a call from my aunt. Um, she asked me if I wanted to come to Miami, and I've been to Miami before, like once or twice. And every time I come, it is different. From
Yeah.
especially my family was in the poorest, but we were like still in that struggling style. And I used to go to school there. The school wasn't it was in a good environment. It was a lot of violence going on. So
Mm.
I had to, at some point, my mom found out what was really going on. She said, okay, she got to send me out here. And plus, my sister and my brother was already in America already. So
Mm.
still living in Haiti. So we just moved there. I was like 12.
Music 12. Okay. So you said that the school that you was in Haiti was like the area you was living in was a lot of violence.
Area, the school, hey,
Okay.
like this area I was raised in.
Yeah. So do you get to go back often or you don't go back as much anymore?
To go back almost every chance I get, like when I was in middle school, high school, and after I graduated, life hits you, so I had to like focus on, what I wanted to do because I had no idea where I wanted to go, what career I wanted to take. So it was a lot of pressure in that round. So um, last time I went to Haiti was like in 2016.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Well, that's good that you had the opportunity to go back and forth. So do you want to be able to go back often now, or
Of course,
you
of
like
course. Um,
yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
definitely a lot of places to go to, have a good time. But it wasn't before I didn't go. Only reason was just I had just graduated high school. I didn't know
Mm.
what I did. I was trying to find a job. I was you know trying to get to where I am now.
Okay. So I wanna tap into talking about like your name because I seen one of your posts and you were saying like you were dancing
Yeah.
and since you're still on the childhood topic, you got some questions in here too. Does he remember his first photo shoot? They got a lot of questions, but we gonna get there, guys. Just hold on. Um,
So
so
the name.
were
All
you
right.
always a dancer as a kid?
I was always a dancer. I used to perform when I was in high school. I was like one of the only good ones that was there performing. And that was my passion. That was like my first thing before photography, before anything. That was what I actually wanted to pursue. And
Mm,
like when you grow up from the Caribbean, your parents want you to be like a doctor, this and that, da 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 da. And then throughout high school, I remember my senior year, I did my last performance, and my last performance got me like almost about like 7, 8 job requests, like people that was reaching out to me. Oh, work for this. I'll pay you $20 an hour for this. Do this. Do this. Do this. And I did it with no interview, and that was like my
mm,
ever right after high school. So as I graduated, I was like a dance teacher for a good while. So that's how I started teaching it, and then over time, the way the name came about was me and my brother.
mm,
But he's more like a brother, and he was a well, and used to do it. We used to kind of like go to downtown, this and this, and especially the school that I went to. It was long traveling because we had to take like 2 buses and a train just to get there. Because it
mm,
was, and the reason we was able to get into that school was because of scholarship. So we got a scholarship when we was in middle school. So they got us into a school that was like all the way up in Kendall, and we were living like in
mm,
North Miami, right?
mm,
We said at first, like I was trying to figure out what name should I name for like a dancer, right? And then he helped me come up with the name Jflow. So the first,
ah,
so he at first I was into like I didn't agree with the name at first. I was like, it sounds like J-Lo. You know, it sounds like we're trying to take Jennifer Lopez's name and stuff. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna roll with it. I'm gonna roll with it. And over time, I remember in high school, I took one class of videography, and
Mhm,
that kind of like, you know, we both took it at the same time, but we just went not in the same classes. Over time,
mhm.
we when I first bought my first camera, I only bought my camera just to record, you know, like choreographies and stuff like that, and etc. That
Yeah.
was the purpose of me getting a camera. It was just to. It wasn't for me to take pictures. It wasn't for me to do videos. It was just for me
Right.
myself, doing choreographies, doing dance, doing this, just
Yeah. So were you getting so you said that you started teaching. Were you teaching the dance classes in college?
no. I was actually I was teaching in different schools. Like
Oh, okay.
so it would be whether it's high school, whether it's in middle school. Um, one of the studios I was teaching in was owned by someone that actually won So You Think You Can Dance, and I actually got to meet her, and we actually got to choreograph. Like she wasn't a choreographer. She didn't choreograph the song with me, but she helped. Like she was part of it.
Okay. So is dancing? Dancing was like a therapy for you. Like, is it something that you still kind of do a lot?
Not really. I do it, but it's very rare. Like like it's
Yeah.
very rare. But we get to that point, you know.
So, okay. So you pretty much so after high school, you did go to college. You said right?
Did go to college. I went to college to do something completely different. So I didn't, like I said, at high school, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was not that good in every subject. And then I just kind of like broke down. I was like, okay, what makes money? And then everything that made money, I had no interest in. So I said, like traveling. So I said, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna get pipe. So
Uh,
I took a major in aviation, and I did like 2, 3 years.
mhm,
And at the same time, I started doing the photography thing at the same time as well, kind of like over time.
mhm,
That's when I kind of like started.
mhm.
You know, I got, I only had one class to take and I dropped out.
You said you only had one class to take,
That's the thing, the
and
complete.
you dropped it. It just wasn't for you.
Wasn't for me because I kind of over time when I realized that, okay, photography is what I really want to do, and videography is
So,
really what
right,
it kind of clicked where it was like, okay, um, why would I put my money in this when I could just invest into my business?
right. So prior to that, did you have um like did you work any regular jobs? Like if you did, what type of regular jobs did you work?
Yeah, I did. I did. Matter of fact, my regular jobs got me here. So after
Hmm.
the dance was very far. Even after high school, I was still taking like two buses and a train just to get to work. It was still far because it was in that area. So everybody that was reaching out to me was from that area. So
Hmm.
then I'll still be working in that area rather than somewhere that's close to home. And start being a teacher
Hmm.
because he's a chef. He's a chef, and we were having a conversation at the table one time. He was like, and I've never done an interview before. I've never done like a job search or whatever. And he was like, hey, like, dude, he's like, you like a dishwasher or something? I said, shit, whatever it is. And he's like, you make like 600 a week. I said, I've never made that type of money at the time. So I was like, oh shit, that sounds so
Mm.
dish. But then I ended up being a busser. So it just went
You say you ended up being a what?
busser.
A busser?
Yeah.
What's a busser? Like
Like
scratching on?
bus tables. Like let's say it's dirty, I come and get that for you.
Oh.
So
Oh.
yeah, a busser. So you know,
Your phone is, you're breaking up a little bit. Like it keeps going in and out.
how's it done?
It's okay. I think we should be good.
Should be good.
Yeah.
Better.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I was a busser, I worked at my first restaurant. It was a high end restaurant.
Hmm.
You know, my at the time I had like I was bad at everything. I was bad at speaking. I was shy. I was like my accent was so strong back then. You probably I don't know if you hear it now. Sometimes people hear
Yeah,
it
I can hear it a little.
like sometimes here and there. But
Yeah.
everything at the time when I started the restaurant business, it like my skills was very low. But in the restaurant business helped me build that through communication, have
Okay.
people because you once you're in a high end restaurant, you're around a lot of people that have a lot of money. And
Right. So
yeah,
you were kind of forced to like, I got to get this right. I got to make sure.
so once I realized, okay, I could really maximize on this, not just for the busing job. I had to look at a different lens because what I was, which I wasn't supposed to do, but since I was, I always, have a lot of respect for people.
Yeah.
People always show me that respect back, and they never, made like tripped about it. So what I started doing was, every customer that would come into the restaurant, I'll give them a good service at the restaurant, and then also, have conversation with them. That leads, you know, my business.
Hmm. Gotcha.
I started building
Okay.
a lot of clients through the
So
restaurant,
you pretty much build your clientele working in restaurants and kind of connecting with people.
and then that's how I kind of like knew the value of networking, and
Mhm.
doing it and doing it. I worked at 4 high end restaurants. So once that one got shut down, I got moved to another one in South Beach. So South Beach
Mm.
got better because it's more people that's different backgrounds, different businesses and stuff like that. So it just kept getting better and better and better and better. And
Going in and out again.
I remember my manager, my
Hmm.
he found out I was a photographer, and then told me to take pictures of the restaurant for them, and
Yeah.
that kind of got me into the food industry.
That's what kind of started you off.
With
Okay.
but
With
I
Say that again.
said that's what got me started with the food industry because I started
Oh,
food and but my
you said
first
you started cooking food.
no taking pictures.
Oh, taking pictures. Okay, okay, okay.
Well, my very first photo shoot was it was it's funny, but so I don't want to. It's out of bounds. I don't want to keep
Oh,
bouncing
you
back.
don't want to go to here? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, so let's move on real quick.
Yeah.
So we're pretty much talking about, because my next question is going to be kind of how did the photography business, like how you gave birth to it, but it was, you said, pretty much through the restaurant. But real quick before we go any further, you don't have any kids, right?
No, no
Okay.
kidding.
Okay, cool. So we could tap more into how it launched and everything like that. Now,
I get to, but I didn't want to because I didn't want to jump right back. But so since somebody asked it in the chat, they asked me what was my first photo shoot. Is my very first photo shoot like paid was um I remember when Tinder oh,
uh huh.
when Tinder first I didn't know about marketing, I didn't know about like stuff, and my IG was just brand new. So so what I started doing, I said, you know what? How about I just Tinder and then just, you know, do swipes, but then drop quotes. So
Hmm. Hmm.
that would match with, I would do it. I told some people that idea. They were like, man, why are you using Tinder to, do business or whatever? Cool. But I actually locked in my first client like that. That's
Wait. Back in. So did you went on it for business and
cool.
not for dating?
Not for dating.
So why you chose Tinder?
Okay, because before, okay, so I had a Tinder account before, and
Okay.
at first, of course, I was using it for dating. But then, I kind of like once I started like building my, I was just trying different things, and IG wasn't working at the time for me. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna try something new. So
Mm.
I just started doing it. And on my Tinder profile, it has said photographer, this and this, everything about photography. And then everybody I match with, I would send them a quote. Like I would send them like a what do you call them? Like a pitch? I don't know, like a I don't know how to explain it. Like when you say, okay, this is my photography prices, this and this, this
Yeah, that'll be like it automatically sent to them.
automatically. So as soon as I match, boom, first you get is that, and then just like that, I locked in my first client, just like that.
Wow. So when you got the first client, was it more so, well, are you looking for a girlfriend or but I want you to take these photos of me.
No, it's crazy. Like she got the memo. Like I guess she peeped, and honestly, like I'm very grateful for her as well because she kind of like boosted, um, like I would say, let me see, I'm trying to express that. Like she kind
She
of
helped to take it off, like take off your the career.
confidence
Oh, your confidence, okay.
a lot when I did it because once she hired me for it, and then I did my first photo shoot. She was like this is amazing. Like like you're really good at this. Like this is what you should be doing. This do this, do this, do this, do that. And
Yeah.
photo shoot before. So
Mm.
that took off. They gave me the confidence. When I dropped the first pictures and I got the first reaction, I was like, oh wow, okay, he's doing photography now. Cool.
Yeah.
That's how I got it. I got to my first because before I used to do female like models, like take pictures.
Mm.
That's how I kind of like built from the bottom to started doing it every single day. Doing collaborations. Just working. At some point, I started doing Lyft, and I started utilizing Lyft to get.
Tell the people that you're a photographer.
Yes, and I gain a lot of clients from Lyft, and there's a lot of people. Actually, I think somebody actually put. I actually have one client.
Somebody did put that you was doing Lyft.
Yeah, yeah,
They did
somebody.
it like you do it. They were like, we did Lyft together. Don't forget.
And they like just like that. That's I mean that's why I always tell people like the power of networking and just conversations. You never know how it could go. I literally met I got some a client that got into my car one time on the spot. Like on the spot, I met a client on the spot, and then he was like, "Yo, you got time? Can you do this photo shoot right now?" I said, "Shoot, I'll stop this car right now." Boom, stopped it. Boom, we went to do his photo shoot. He was selling jewelry, like earrings and stuff. He needed product photo shoots. Stopped right on the spot, and didn't even charge him for the lift ride. I got paid through the photography anyways. So and
What?
I grew a relationship with him. It just so happened he charges boats and stuff like that. So there was more. It's like whoever you meet is always somebody. It's like a chain.
Yeah, it's a change. Yes, that is very, very true. And you never know where that person could take you or who that person can allow you to meet.
Uh-huh.
So, and that's why that's a lesson that entrepreneurs have to understand is like you can't be shy when you're doing this because people is who you're going to need to succeed in any entrepreneurial business that you have.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, that's how a lot of people they'll try and then they stop because a lot of people they're antisocial or they're just nervous to talk to people.
Over
And I feel like they also, they have more of that. I used to tell people that growing up in school, like my friends used to be like, "Oh, you're too friendly. You don't need to be. You always trying to talk to people." Da, 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 da. So like the environment that you're around will, it'll kind of stunt you if you don't have a wider mindset to like where you're trying to go.
That is true. That is true, and I'm very grateful that I had my boys with me. They were working with me at the restaurant, and we all share the same mindset. So they were
Yeah.
getting distracted. There was no way of me, getting sidetracked because we all had the same mindset towards different goals, and
Right.
we held each other accountable at that because it's a lot of negative when especially when you work in these jobs. There's always negativity from the out.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you always there's people with different backgrounds. Their energy may get rubbed off on you, but it was good because I had that balance because I had I had, literally 3 or 4 or 5 of my friends that I'm very grateful for that I was working with, and
Yeah.
like we all work the same restaurants together. So it's like
Mm.
when that restaurant got shut down, we both separated, and whichever restaurant was making more money, we brought all of us in, and then
Oh.
going, and then
Y'all looked out for each other.
just
As
look.
it should be. And you guys are all still friends.
Yeah, of course.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So it brings me to my next question. So when you started the photography and videography, well, let's go over to how the videography started. Well, that was from when you was dancing, right? So you kind of had that. You kind of knew both by the time you started doing Lyft and your tenure count and everything. You kind of had that
But
knowledge of both.
I've been doing photography for 6, 7 years. I've only been videography right before the pandemic. Yeah.
Yo, your shit is clean as hell. Nah, for real, for real. I really would have thought you was doing videography before. Not saying your photography is amazing as well, but your videos are sick.
So I'll dabble in that. So um my last the last restaurant I worked in was in Fontainebleau, Hakkasan,
Mhm,
right? And I wasn't doing videos then. Um and at the same time too, I was literally doing 3 different things plus one other thing, which was like trading, because there was some other guy I looked up to. I was, trying to dabble in it. I was just trying to find ways to make more money, right?
mhm.
I was doing Lyft, I was doing the restaurant business, and I was doing photography. So I was doing 3 things at the same time. And it was almost like I was getting no sleep. Sometimes I'll be up at 5 a.m. and then wake up back again at 8 just to keep it going and keep it going, keep it going. And I used to post the journey all the time. So whoever is watching that knows me,
Mhm.
every night I'll post a journey, I'll post like
Yeah.
me working at 5 a.m., waking up this and this, and doing just the process of that.
Mm.
I remember when I first met my first millionaire, and that was at the restaurant. He came in there, and you know, I was the one that was taking care of his table, and it was his I think it was his wife's birthday, and I took a picture of him on the iPhone. So I try to kind of like do this little trick stuff on the iPhone, make them look good. So every time like this somebody needs pictures in the restaurant, they'll call me.
You go all out.
I go,
Yeah.
don't do it that I go,
You're the type of service I be wanting like all the time.
oh cool. They really like the picture.
Mhm.
So over time, they're having a conversation before they left. And I just so happened to talk to one of his cousins. And then his cousin was a millionaire as well. Like this guy is like shitload rich. And then, and then he was and the server was like, yo, Jay, you should definitely talk to these people because, they got money, money. And I said, all right, cool. I talk to everybody. So fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah.
I went and talked to him. His name is Ali. And I said, hey, this is what I do, this and this. And mind you, I wasn't even into videography yet. And then he said, and then he's like, okay, cool. He was like, meet me to like tomorrow at my office, like at 7 a.m. I'm like, that's kind of early as shit. I said, okay, whatever. Okay, all right. I get there. I'm like there at 6:30 a.m. It's 7 a.m. He ain't there. And
Damn.
like,
You was playing.
I'm like, where is this guy? So he pulls up at like 7:30, right? And then he see me there. And he's like, oh shit, you serious? I said, yeah, I'm serious.
No, but that right there is what people want. They want serious people that's
Yeah,
gonna be on their team.
that's true. And then the next day, he actually no, he said, you know what? He's like, you got time tomorrow? I thought about it. I said, okay, cool. Yes, I got time tomorrow. I said, you want me to come tomorrow? He's like, yeah. I said, okay, cool. I said, I came tomorrow. I came tomorrow. So, I'm thinking like he's about to, give me the game off backs. So the first thing you told me to write a resume. I'm like, I ain't applying for no job. Why would I write a resume if I'm writing a job, right? So I said, okay. And he's like, no, he's like, write a resume. Like, just tell me about you. Like, just put it on paper. Tell me what you do. Tell me what about you. Boom. I did it. Got back to him. Give him the paper. Man, this guy put me on so much game after that. Like, he put me on so much game. Like, I grew a relationship with him. I did his headshot for a magazine cover. And then
Yeah.
just after the photo shoot, I stayed for a while. I stayed like probably like 2, 3 hours after this. And we were just talking. He was just putting so much
Put
game,
you on game. Just give you knowledge.
giving me knowledge, like networking. Like I didn't used to have business cards before. He used to be like, yo, it's like you newbies, you think business cards don't work no more. But if you really think about it, it's like you get 500 business cards a month. That's like almost 6,000 people you talking to.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's true.
count that up. Just do the math.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
it's all a numbers game. So
Right.
taught me that, and he always, he kind of like gave me that base, that basic knowledge, and it's
Yeah.
nothing. And to be honest with you, it wasn't really nothing crazy.
Hmm.
It was the shit you won't think about, but it's
Right. And that's really, it's so simple. That's the funny part about it because it's all about just doing the shit, right?
hmm
The knowledge of entrepreneurship is literally doing and mindset. Just
hmm
have the mindset and just do, and the results will come.
You want to hear the next thing?
Sure.
So he taught me how to network. Actually, he like I was networking before, but he had told me something very important. He was like, okay, he said he's like if you gotta. He told me you have to change your approach. He said when you
Mhm.
change your approach, especially if you're networking with somebody that seems high value, right? He said
Mhm.
approach the person in a way that you're trying to give him something, but not as if you're trying to take something from him.
Mm.
Give, the person is gonna always want to gonna pour into your cup. So
Yeah.
I thought about it. I said, okay. I said elaborate, and then he kind of like gave me another perspective. He said, okay. He's like, what's the difference between? He told me word for word. He said, what's the difference between me going to Panda Express and getting a $10 meal, and me going to Hakkasan getting the same thing, and I'm paying $3,000, $2,000 for it. He's like, it's the value that's in it. It's the service that's provided in it.
Yeah.
The way you just that's how you gotta kind of like look at yourself is where do you want to put yourself? You want to put yourself in a category where okay, people gonna pay you 20 because I literally used to charge $20 for a shoot. So if anybody didn't get that shit at the time, I am sorry.
No, you came from some humble beginnings. That is crazy.
Yeah, I saw you
What?
charge $20 for a shoot, and I used to, and I mean like I didn't used to like. When I say I used to charge $20, I'm not. You don't get no cent for work. I used to put in the work on that shit, and then just give you like some good stuff. So
Yeah.
continue. He said
You
you
had to know your worth and your value.
gotta know your worth and your value. So when you kind of like put that in my mind, I said okay, all right, I'm gonna think about it. And he said another thing too, you gotta watch out for is once you're in a room full of people, always pay attention to the person that talks less because usually the person who talks less usually knows more. Like they usually, the word for word. He said they usually know a lot more. Then
Mm.
he said you keep like deep attention to that. And then he challenged me on something. He said, okay. He said next time we meet again, he said I dare you to give 500 business cards a month. I didn't hesitate on it. I went to do it right on the first day. I went to network. I went to Wynwood to pass out my business card. That's how I met Fresh.
Wow.
And Fresh was that we talking about way before the podcast.
Way before the podcast.
Yes, at the time Fresh was working at Wix. We're all like, just trying to figure it out.
Right.
Like him and Myron didn't even meet yet. and
But y'all
and
coming from far.
yeah. So
Oh
yeah,
my God.
I met Fresh. Crazy enough, like he was doing like a YouTube video, and the crazy thing is, I was passing by, and then he was doing a YouTube video, and he was like in a Lambo, And then, I passed by him and then went to network. And then when I came back, he was still there. So, what I was doing though is what I was doing. So what I was doing was, because I'm like, I can't give out business cards like that because people might just throw it away. So I said,
Mm-hmm.
I had this thing I used to carry all the time where I take a picture of you on the spot and I give you the pictures on the spot. You get it straight to your phone. I did that for Fresh. It went crazy. So from there, we
So
started,
you used to network with your camera,
yeah, with my
or
camera.
or you use your phone.
No, with my camera. I used to carry my
Wow.
picture on my camera, take it out, boom, put it on your phone, great quality and everything. And mind you, he had his friends with him, did the same thing for his friends. And they have their spot profile spot and they use it for for the good benefits and it was some sort of value. And
Yeah.
once I
So
brought that value, one thing that Fresh is really good at
mhm.
that I feel like he does better than anybody. His networking skills is insane. Like,
I can believe that.
and he's had it like way before. Like he's had that drive, like that fire in him way before. Like I seen it because we used to network, like link up every time, and we would just discuss ideas on how this and that. We just kind of like exchange vibes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it would help me in it. Wherever he was weak at, which is pictures, da 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 da. I would provide that for him. Just and then look at that. Just by that respect, right? And
Mhm.
just by building that friendship, right? 2020, I guess for everybody, it was like a curse and a blessing at the same
And
time.
a blessing, yeah.
2020, I went, I went on a dip, like my everything, like
Because
lost my
no one wanted to do no photos and stuff.
job. I got into a car accident that same year. Everything was down. My
Mm.
everything was sinking.
Hmm.
I said, you know what? It was either like I go get another job or
Thank you. Hmm.
and I just do this full time. And mind you, I was with my boys. They were calling me. One of my boys, he works at Carbone, big ass restaurant, huge. Like he was like, "Yo, we got this. Like we're gonna get we gonna, so,
I know they so crazy. I can't. They took my FBI. It was a loud knock though. I ain't going. All right, all right. Listen.
so yeah. So he said. So you called me. He called me. He said, "Yo, Jay, like we know you don't. You lost your job, whatever, blah blah. We got a position for you at the job." So I was scared at the time. I was,
Mhm.
you know what? I don't know if I should take this full time or just go back to it. So finally, I just kept doing it, kept going. Started getting clients over time in 2020, slowly and slowly and slowly. And at that point, that's when first started his podcast as well.
Mm.
At that point, he started his podcast. So we both was kind of building and going up at the same time, but we were both starting from the bottom in a way. And fine. So long story short, I kind of lost track where I was at.
So basically you
Oh,
stretch fresh basically
I remember.
um
Hold on.
y'all basically connected and started to just share knowledge and
Yeah.
y'all career started to excel and after 2020 hit,
So here's the thing.
you went
So
on your slow.
yes, went on my slope. I tried to pick. I was trying to pick it back up, and then every time the restaurant will contact me, they'll say, "Okay, Jay, you ready for your interview?" I say, "Okay, let's push it for March." Jay, interview. Let's push it
You
for.
weren't supposed to go back to the restaurant.
No, no, no. I was, but that's the thing. I was scared to go back, so I kept pushing it. I kept pushing
Mm.
it because things were starting to get good, but
Yeah.
I was still kind of like. cornered because I wasn't too sure. So finally when around May came, and then my boy called me. He said, "Yo, Jay, you're in the schedule. You're supposed to come in today." And then I said, "Bro, I'm not coming." And then happened. I was in the car with King Combs, Justin, pretty much Diddy's kids, and a bunch of big.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, I was like, "I'm not going back.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stick it through."
You stayed with faith. You just stayed with faith.
Yeah.
And that's what's up. Like a lot of people, that folding era, man, it's like break or make it. You know what I mean? And it's you have to literally just take that leap of faith and just be like, it's gonna work out.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't gonna be easy, but it's gonna work out. So once you started your photography business, like tell me like a pro and a con. Like tell me one pro that you love about it and one con that you don't like about
Okay.
it.
So pros. Pros of photography of being a photographer. If anybody that's watching, I want to be a photographer. You are able to get into rooms a lot of people cannot get into. Just
Mm,
so we're talking about yachts, we're talking about private events, we're talking about, like just um you just things that, no not like if you don't have that type of
thank
value,
you. Hmm.
that's the biggest pro of it. The networking part. That's a
Right.
now here's the con. The con is the thing about photography and videography is that most people, most people, some people actually, some people don't value it enough. So it's always last thing on the list.
Mm,
And when it's like one of my friends was saying, he said they need so much. Hold on, what? How did it go? He said they don't value it, but they need so much of it.
that's true. That's 100% true.
You see what I'm saying?
Especially if they're not in the business of
Mm-hmm.
real deal, you know, I don't want to say entrepreneurship, but entrepreneurship. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because it's like when you're setting up an event or a photo shoot or whatever it is, photographer has to be on the list when you're serious. It's like top 10 things
yeah.
that has to be there.
That has to be the recap. There has to be some sort of recap to even to your next event, so people can know about it, or to feel the vibe of it.
Right. Mm. So I'm gonna try to get through these questions because we running up on time. This always happens. See, conversation be so good. So this one, I asked this one because I have interviewed a photographer before, and I was like, let me ask you this question because I want to know if it's happened, to you with your experience. So, have you ever had a woman like try to finesse you into like not paying you for the photos or trying to get free photos out of you or videos?
All the time. Now, no, like you say you try to finesse or has finesse.
Both, hell, both.
Okay, I wouldn't say I have been finesse, but I would say that. Okay, so when I started, I was doing a lot of collaboration. So
Mhm.
earlier, I said if you was not there when I was in that collaboration in that collaboration state, and I'm here now, I'm sorry.
So
So like
you
right now,
don't do collabs no more.
I don't do collabs no more. I don't do
Oh.
collabs. It has to be a certain type of exchange. So you know, right now I'm working on this project where because I started with taking pictures of models. So I said, why not create something that could benefit them as well, where it benefits me too. So they get paid, I get paid.
Right.
So I'm working on that right now. But never like they try to definitely hey, can we do this and that, and I'm like, okay, I don't get nothing out of it.
So they never tried to like give like exchange, sex or anything for
Nah, nah, nah. Another thing too.
not in like a prostitution way, but like trying to talk to you and like give you their number, but more like they just want to try to finesse you because they don't got the money for it. So you're like, oh, let me just
Nah,
like,
I never had that happen. Maybe it's because
mm,
the way I moved too, because I actually like try to keep my face like as clean.
yeah,
Like I've been doing this shit since I started. Like I always kept like mind. I'm like, this is fucking business.
yeah. I got that from you when I met you. It wasn't like a mean face, but it was more of I take my craft seriously.
Exactly.
I
It's
definitely got that energy. Plus, he was really sweet at the same time, but I definitely got like, yeah, he don't play about what he does type of energy.
yeah, definitely.
That's what's up. So, even though your pro is, um, getting in rooms with, major people, would you say that's also your favorite part, or do you have a specific favorite part of doing what you do?
Okay. That is my favorite part because
Yeah.
that's where the fun is. But that's, that's where all the fun is. All the fun is when you're out there
Yeah.
and you gotta edit. Ain't nobody
Yeah.
want that. No,
Got you.
that's like what you call the trenches. That's where
Mm,
you're in that computer. You're in the back of that computer. You're there all day. You got
yeah.
make things happen. This client waiting for this. This client waiting for this. This client waiting for.
Right.
So you gotta kind of like figure it out.
Gotcha. So, would you say you've had any like major challenges that you've overcome, like in the business? Like, and if you have, like, what's one major challenge that you had to really overcome?
Mm, there's a lot.
Mm, I wasn't expecting for you to say that.
Uh, everything is a challenge. There's always a barrier to break,
Mm, true.
and that barrier is like money wise. It's like,
Gotcha.
okay, now I'm making this. How do I make this?
Mm,
Now I'm making this. How do I?
yes. Mm,
So another thing I started people, and there's another thing too that people don't realize about networking is, and they don't look at it this way. Some people, what they do, they'll network and they'll keep it to themselves. Like they'll hold it down.
yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying? They'll hold it down.
Hmm.
Like I'm a strong believer. Like I believe in people, right?
Hmm.
Like if I see you, doing something, whether you're starting out, whether you already made it, hey, I'm gonna support it. Whether I know you or not, I'm gonna support it.
Yeah.
What I do is that, like for example, when I first got the idea of networking and the value of it, whatever, what really made me elevate was networking people with other people, putting people,
Putting other people on.
putting other people on. I'm telling you, if you're networking and you're not putting other people on, you're gonna stay stagnant.
It's so true.
You're gonna stay stagnant, and it don't
That
matter.
is so true.
If you meet a millionaire today, this millionaire, this guy needs this. This
Yes.
okay. One of my close friends, Mike. He sells watches. Okay, he got the money to buy the watch. Connect.
Right.
Okay. I remember when first started the podcast. There was this guy I reached out to, and I reached out to on IG. I've been watching this dude for a while on YouTube, popping big millionaire dude in LA, and I got a chance to talk to him. First thing I did was I called Fresh on the phone. I said, "Yo, I'm with this guy," and then
Yeah.
Fresh wanted to meet that guy, and then boom, connected them the same night. They did a podcast together. He met somebody else he wanted to meet. He met somebody else he wanted to meet, and it's all. And guess what? They all of these extra people, they all work with me.
Yeah. That's how the chain builds, though.
That's how the
You
chain
know,
builds.
and it's like you got to feed everybody, or not even feed them. You have to, if you could set up a way that everybody could eat, that's
Yeah,
how you get your blessings.
you gotta feed the. Now you can't feed everybody.
Right, right. Because you can't connect certain people with certain people because you know the energies would just kind of be like,
But you gotta look at, okay, what I do say is you have to see how hard this person is working. Like, is this person hustling every day? Is this person consistent? Is determined. Like, because you don't want to connect someone that's gonna end up embarrassing you, right? You want
right,
to make sure
yes,
he has something that he could exchange. Like, they could exchange values together.
yes,
There has to be that exchange.
it
Because
has to be.
if there's not, like, it's like, why are you connecting them?
Yes, yes, that
You know?
is because there is such thing as bad connections.
And
That's 100% true. And even in the hair business, it's the same thing because as a hairstylist, I do certain styles that maybe my client will want like braids. Like I have a line of braiders where I will say, hey, I know this client will fit this braider, and
yeah,
then they go to them and then they bring other people to them to get their hair braided. So that's pretty much how it works. And you just, shit, we have to connect with each other. That's how the business flows.
you can network with somebody and just hold it, and then it's like, do you know this person needs this thing? And then you just,
Yeah,
it's like, okay, cool. You know this person, cool. All right, what does that benefit me? You know?
right, right. That makes a lot of sense. So moving on, I'm gonna try to skip a few so that we can get to the blast from your past.
Hmm.
That's my favorite segment. um, how do you get through stressful times? What is like your what do you say to yourself? What is your regimen? What do you do?
Yeah. Wait, say that again.
I said, how do you get through like stressful times? Like what's your regimen? What do you do? Do you have like a certain,
I'm a big foodie.
you know?
I love food. I am a
So
big.
you eat when you stress?
Everybody knows this about me. Like, I eat, like, I just like going to different restaurants. I just like, doing, you know, I'm like I'm what you call, like, I like to explore different things. Like, the weird shit people ain't gonna eat, I'm gonna eat it. And then if I'm stressed out, I
So wait. So you're saying that when you're stressed out, you eat. You go and take yourself out to eat.
take myself out to eat. Either I
I
take,
love that.
either I
I
take my,
think I'm kind of like that too. Like just to go and think, and I like to go to places with nice sceneries
exactly,
where
and I
I can relax at the same time,
gotta go with nobody. To be honest
and
with
nobody, you're just by yourself.
you, and but mind you, like when I was doing these things, and like I said, it worked because it works for me because if I'm out there, I'm networking more too. So, and if I'm a regular at a restaurant, the service is good, this and this, it's always good, feels good, and I'm eating different foods. I eat out most of the time, but it has to be food. That's
Yeah,
it.
I like that. That's different. That is very different. So, last question before we get to the next segment. How important is your mental health and physical health as an entrepreneur?
Okay. Let's start with physical health.
Mm-hmm.
My physique was very good back then, and once I went through that slope, man, I never thought I would get this big. Like,
Yeah.
I was 160.
Yeah.
I went up to 198 this year. I've never been that big. I'm like, holy shit. I mean, at first I enjoyed it. I was like, because I never thought I could get this big. So
Right.
I used to work out to get big.
Right.
Now, once I started eating more and stuff like that, I started gaining a lot of weight. So this year, my boy actually is the one motivating me. Like, we go running every 2 days in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
and just off that, I came from 190 and now I'm 188. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mm-hmm.
physique is very important. Like, especially
Yeah.
if I'm doing what I'm doing, I gotta make sure my health is on point. Especially if I'm
Yeah.
up late nights. I'm carrying cameras, carrying this, going out all the,
Yeah.
you know,
That's true.
especially with this COVID things, which I don't believe in.
Right. Shh.
I got immune system up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just so that way, So physically, very important. Men
Yeah.
is the most important part
Yes.
because
Yes.
man, your mentality got to be strong.
Mm-hmm. Dealing with people, boy, it's
Not just dealing with people, dealing with people,
life.
life, yourself,
Yeah.
thoughts, your doubts, um,
Yeah.
your because I'm telling you, like there's been many nights, them 5 a.m. nights. Shit, when I was up,
Ooh.
editing, doing this, up, like trying to learn new things. Sometimes I'm like, how the what the hell is at the end of the line? Like, like is am I gonna is this going? Because you're in the moment. When you
Yeah.
when you're in the moment, you can't. That's why faith is very important. Because once you're in the, you think this is it. Like you think that okay, I'm here. And like whether you have you in debt or you in this, you in that. When you're in that type of realm, that's when your mentality gotta be even way more stronger. That's when
Way
you
stronger.
and the way you build that is the way I've been able to build that was through consistency and blocking everything out. And
Mm.
another thing too, that's maybe not many people may agree with me. You have to be willing to lose.
Yes.
Once you put in your mind and you're ready to lose anything or anybody, your mindset changes
Yes.
because you no longer think twice when you know you have to do something.
Yes.
I missed out. I got robbed 3 times. 3 times I went broke, investing all my money into my equipment's back.
Oh.
Got robbed, took all my equipments, broke into my car. Guess what? What money I had in that account, got all my gears back. Got robbed again. Did the same thing and
Mm-hmm.
went back to zero.
Mm.
If you're,
Those are those times when you're tested the most.
that's the time you tested the most.
Yeah.
Cameras are not cheap.
Right.
More like $5,000 just for a body. $3,000, 2,000, $1,500 like lenses. And I'm talking about like because you could get cheap cameras, but it's like once you see a certain type of quality, you go back.
Right.
It's all about like people. Some people, the photographer would say gear don't matter, but gear matters a lot because
Oh
you
yeah.
got iPhones. Look at this shit. Look at
Right.
the quality.
Right. No, that's completely true. Like even with tools with hairstyling, it's like my clients will be like, "Well, what kind of iron you use? What kind of blow dryer you use?" And I'm like, "If you want to go get you a $200-300 blow dryer, when you know you're not going to barely use it, you can. But I have to use these high tech, tools so that your hair comes out the right way." Say that again. You was breaking up a little.
That way your hair it comes out good.
Exactly. Exactly. So let's move forward and get into my favorite segment, which is the blast from the past. And here I pretty much do a deep dive into your Instagram, and
Hmm.
I choose a few photos that I would love for you to elaborate on. Okay,
Which Instagram?
you go see. It's a surprise. All right, this was not that bad. They're not bad. Well, you posted them, so let's see. Let's see. All right.
Oh, oh, okay. So this is a great friend right here, Esther. She was she. I'm grateful for her as well because she was like my go-to model. Man, when I tell you every every time I would have like an idea, I always go to her.
Mm,
I have an idea. I'm like, yo, Esther, you available? Boom, let's do it. Boom, let's do it. Let's do it.
mm.
She helped me stay consistent because once we started working together, it was a wrap. And
Yeah.
she trusted my creativity. And to be honest with you, this was not planned. None of my photos was a plan. Actually, it's just we get to the location, we get what we get, and I get creative.
Wow. So with this one, you basically she held a mirror and you put the photo, you edited it and put the her face
Yeah,
in the other mirror.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Basically, yeah, it's basically what it is. And I Photoshop her face in there. This is not a mirror. There's no mirror there. It's just
Oh shit.
this is just a frame. So what I
Oh, okay.
so I took the frame and then I put a picture of her in it, and then another picture of it, and another picture of it.
That is sick.
And mind you,
I seen it and I was like, this is sick.
I saw we found that frame in the middle like of the street or something. We just
And
found
that's, but you know, that's where the best work is created.
yeah.
When it's
It was just
just
random.
random props.
All my shoots are random. Like I never had like a unless it's a client hires me for something specific. But
Yeah.
those shoots that I've done, whether it's a collab or anything,
Yeah.
never have an inspiration to it. It's like let's go out there and shoot.
Mm, I like that. Okay, so let's see. Let's see.
Oh yeah, that's another person I love working with too. Um, Natalie. She this one we was doing a shoot for her friend. He's like a makeup artist.
Mm,
I just said, just take this chair, this and this. Mind you, she got like she's not even ready for a shoot. Ready. The picture looked nice, but this is like a sweatpants or something. I don't know what tights.
yo, and yo, it's like it's this. And she just did she know she was taking this picture?
Yeah, she did, and I
Yeah.
told her just do
Oh
whatever.
my gosh, she wasn't ready yet.
No, she wasn't ready. She was just getting like fixing herself.
That is crazy. That it's like when people do movies, like actors, and they don't they go off script, but then it sound good, and it's like fuck it, let's just keep
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's what's up. Okay, let's get to the next one. And I have a question because this, when I seen this picture, you kind of tapped in on. I chose this picture because of your caption.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Do you remember your caption on here?
Damn, I'm trying to remember, but I remember this picture though. This
It says when you're the poorest in the room, realize you have a learning advantage. So do less talking and more listening.
which is what the guy told me. Well, the first millionaire I met, it said when you in a position. He literally said, when you, he's like, when you're in the room, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
He's like,
No, for real.
he's like, shut your ass up. He's like, you ain't got nothing to say. And then
Right, right.
shut up and listen. So these guys, they done made it. Like these guys are he's like a marketing like he's amazing dude too. Like
I'm trying to get it clearer.
this guy's from Iraq. Like he's great at what he does, and he was doing a thing, and he invited me, and I came to take some pictures for them. And I got a lot of gems from that too. There's a lot of shit I learned there that I didn't know.
Yeah,
And
that's what's up.
just that I was the poorest. Like everybody that was in that room was a. That's you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's the beauty of being a photographer. Like you
right,
and you know just by having your skills, your talent, and knowing about the business as well.
right, right. That's what's up. Okay, two more.
Ah, okay. I was just with him the other day.
Yeah.
And
Let
network.
me see if I can see.
I met. I don't know if you know Purple Miami. Purple Miami is he's like a huge club promoter in here in Miami, and I networked with him at the club, and then he invited me to come shoot for Soy Lee. They were playing ball, and then I made
Yeah.
a crazy ass video for them.
Oh,
It went
okay.
great.
I don't know why I thought you was playing ball with him, but now I'm looking at your outfit. I'm like, oh no, you wasn't playing
Like, I,
ball.
they asked me if I wanted to, but I had jeans on, so
Yeah, you wasn't ready. You was, but you was ready still.
yeah.
You wasn't ready to play ball, but you was ready.
It was either I play ball with him or shoot it. I was like, nah, I'll shoot this.
Okay, so this is the last picture. This is my favorite picture.
That's Mama Dukes.
You guys look like twins. How old were you here?
Damn, this was I think this was 2016. 2016, I went back. My uncle had passed away, So I went there to visit because both my parents stayed in Haiti when I
Yeah.
moved. So I've they missed out like a lot of my childhood, right?
Hmm.
Missed out a lot on me. So when I went to see them, it was like a great time of healing because we're able to you know catch up on things because they don't know me really.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause,
So, and how old are you here?
um, damn, how old was that? What year is this? They said a year.
Well, this says 2020.
Oh, in 2020. Oh, damn.
But was it in 2020 that you took it or 2020 that you posted it?
I posted it in 2020, but I took this picture maybe in 2016 or 2015. I was probably 2020, maybe 19 or 20 or 21.
Okay. So this rolls into my next question. What would you tell your 18-year-old self today?
Honestly, I wouldn't tell him nothing. Wait, like, you mean like if I was to go, wait, let me understand the question. Like, you're saying if I was to go back or what?
No, just something about life for yourself, your personal self. Like for me, I would have told myself, my 13-year-old self, like, don't be afraid to be a social butterfly with people, to speak with people and,
Yeah.
meet people. I would have told myself that.
Oh, okay, I see. I see. What would I tell myself? I talk to
And
myself.
now you have a lot of wisdom, so it has to be something.
That's a okay. If I was to go back, give me a time frame, like high school,
Yeah, like because right now you're how old? I can't
26.
remember. 26. So yeah, let's say you're, fresh in high school, you're 15-year-old self.
Okay, so if I was to go back, I would tell myself, I would tell him, look, just do what you like. Just pay attention more,
Pay attention.
be more alert.
Mm.
Like look at your environment. I don't really know at the same
Yeah.
time.
No, but that's amazing because we don't do that when we're kids. We're just like
Yeah.
we're just looking at the little bitty circle that's around us.
Another thing too, I would tell myself to start now.
Mm.
I would tell myself start now. That's
That's
a
deep.
that's a big one right there because that's the problem with people. And the problem is people like, okay, I want to do makeup, but I don't know how to start so much to it. I'm like, okay, just start it.
Just start. Right. Mm.
I didn't plan photography and how I did it. I just started.
Yeah.
I went on Tinder. I said, fuck it.
Yeah, yeah.
People
And that's the thing. It doesn't matter how you start. Just find a fucking way to start. Just start.
was making fun of me about it. They're like, oh, this guy went in on Tinder and this. I said, all right, cool. All right.
Oh my gosh. I ain't gonna hold you. I would have probably made fun of you too, but I would have been like, let me see where this goes.
Everybody did it. Everybody did it. But once I got that client, they were like, all right, cool.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Okay, so let's go into our next segment because we are over time, but we're almost done. So this is a this or that segment. I call this a cool down segment because even though you still think, it's more fun. It's more fun than thinking too much. Okay? So this or that, night or day?
Hmm?
Night or day?
Night, night or day?
Mm-hmm.
Prefer day.
Day?
Yeah.
I thought you would have said nightlife.
Wait. Are you? What are you talking about though?
Just overall, just what you would prefer. I guess for your career or your personal life.
Oh, I said day. Day. Yeah.
Day?
Yeah.
Okay. You do get good lighting in the day, so that makes sense.
Just, even for personal, I just like the day. I like beach. I like everything's open in the day.
Gotcha, gotcha. That's true. That's true. Okay. Video shoots or photo shoots?
Video shoots,
Video shoots. Okay, that's what I thought you would have said. Um, shots or mixed drinks?
mixed drinks. I like cocktails.
You like cocktails? Okay. Do you take shots though? Do you have like a night where I'm like, okay, you taking shots?
I'm not a drinker, but I drink drinks like juice. Like you know how people take sips.
Yeah.
Somebody show me a drink right now, that shit gone. It is about to be gone. I'm drinking it like juice.
Right. Somebody said why video?
Right, video? Because video is so much more fun. Pictures, listen. Back then, I used to love doing this shit, but I stopped DJ. I had to cleaning people's faces. But you do, like, you know what I'm saying? Video is more fun. Like, it's more like, I was editing this video today. You probably seen it in my story. It was fun to edit. Like, it was cool. It was, I need transition, this and this.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see. I went back. They mixed me up. Okay, loyalty or respect?
Ah, you know, um, damn, respect,
Respect. I know, me too.
respect.
I've had a lot of people say loyalty, and I get why they say loyalty, but tell me why you say respect. I'm gonna see if it's the same reason for me.
Um, I would say like, I would. It really depends, because okay, if you, damn, what's a good example to give about this? Loyal.
For me, I would say when you're loyal to something, I think loyal is stronger than love, right? Because I can love this wine glass here, but I don't give a shit if it breaks. But I love it. I love the shape. I love it, right? And I think loyalty is stronger because when you're loyal to someone, you pretty much put them at a high standard. And I think like your obviously your spouse, your wife, your husband, your children or family member, I think that should be your loyalty or your strongest friend or whatever it is. I think you show loyalty with that. You show that I'm here for you no matter what happens. Like whatever I'm doing, I'm dropping it and I'm there.
Yeah,
And honestly, it's not a lot of people that I would do that for. But I think for me, respect overall is something that everyone need. Like
yeah,
even just at a party, respect
yeah.
me. If you hit me on my shoulder, just turn around and be like, "Oh, I'm sorry." You know what I'm saying? Like respect is just so universal, and I feel like respect is what can get people, you know,
Hmm.
through life. Just respect one another.
Yeah.
It causes less arguments, and
That's
but loyalty is like, I don't. You can't expect everyone to be loyal to you because people have their own agendas.
exactly. That's
Yeah,
very hard at the same time. Those are two hard things to
I
like.
know.
Like,
It's hard. It is. Like I would expect loyalty from the people that I know was there for me, like for real, for real. You know what I mean?
like it goes in general.
Yeah, yeah. So, city or beach? You just kind of said it, but
I do love the city though. Damn, like I love the city, man.
yeah,
Oh man, city.
city. Okay. Weightlifting or cardio?
Weightlifting.
Oh yeah, okay. Um, old or young?
Like elaborate.
Old or young? However you want to put it.
Yeah.
Why do you say young?
Uh, we talk. That's the thing. I don't know what scenario we're talking about.
But like, why would you say young?
I said
Let's just say just in life. Would you?
young because young because when you're young, you feel like you
Huh.
do so much.
Yeah. I had somebody that I interviewed. He said young, and he was like, "When you're young, you have more time." For
Yeah,
me, I would say old because it instills a lot of wisdom in you. But then you could gain wisdom when you're young
yeah.
too. So
There's 19-year-old millionaires out there.
yeah, that's true. That's That's true. All right. So, podcast or radio?
Podcast.
Same here. You
Visual.
say podcast because
Visual.
visual.
I like to see it.
Makes sense. Makes sense. So I see y'all are funny. Um, all right. Two more. Rap or R&B?
Ah, okay. I love R&B.
Okay.
I love R&B.
But
I
that's
love,
it.
no. I'll pick R&B over rap.
Over rap. Okay. That's cool. Okay. Indoor shoots or outdoor shoots?
Outdoor shoots.
And why? Why do you say that?
Outdoor shoots more fun. Like I could, it's just more fun. Like I could go here, go there,
You
and
can play around with it.
yeah, indoor shoots I get kicked out anyway, so I don't really
You be causing trouble.
like. You see Brickell City Center, the them hotels. I'm their worst enemy. Sometimes
They
they're looking out for
You be going in their lobbies just
me.
shooting at the side of the Oh my god, that's so funny. Okay, so that is the end of this or that segment. That was fun. I love that. So we're gonna roll into the second to last segment, and this segment is where I rock your brain a little bit.
What?
If I haven't been rocking it enough. We're going into our second to last segment, and this segment is pretty much where I kind of like rock your brain a little. And this is the explain that quote. Okay? You hear me?
Okay. Okay. I got you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So this is the explain that quote segment. All right. Three quotes, okay? Okay, here we go. Logic will help you from A to B. Imagination will take you everywhere.
Logic will take you from A to B. Imagination will take you everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here's how I see this. I'm very like visionary.
Yeah, you've probably seen it before.
No, I've never seen that. I've never heard that before.
Oh, okay.
But nobody can see your vision. Only you
Mm.
know where you're going. You could have a dream right now. You could tell me about your dream, and I don't know what the. It don't make no type of
No
sense.
sense. Yeah.
It make no type of sense. But it's your dream.
Right.
You know how you the one that is painted in your brain for a reason.
Yes.
Have it. Go for it. Whether it's logical, whether it makes sense, whether it's look.
It just stops there. Yeah.
Like to me, I still don't get why people say things are impossible. We got planes flying and shit. Motherfuckers going to space.
Exactly.
Not,
Nothing's impossible.
you know what I'm saying? Nothing is impossible. You know?
That's true. And that was from Albert Einstein, the genius.
Yeah.
All right. If there is no struggle, there is no progress.
Mm, that's not true. Oh well, in my opinion.
Well, if you feel like it's not true, that's okay.
So within struggle, there is progress. But one of the things that really helped me was looking for a mentor
Mm.
that could tell me all of his mistakes,
Mm-hmm.
and I skipped that process. So now I elevate even higher because it's like okay, if you're gonna go, if I'm doing photography and I just started and I don't, and sometimes people reach out to me, I say, okay, you as yourself, you're gonna go get this camera, you're gonna get this camera, you're gonna get this lens. Oh, I need this, I need this, I need this. You don't need all of that.
Mm.
You get a mentor, the mentor is gonna tell you, okay, you need to get this camera, you need to get this camera. Now you just saved an extra 5,000.
Right.
You can use that 5,000 to market or do whatever the hell you want.
Yes. That makes a lot of sense. So the power, guys, he's saying like the power of having a mentor is amazing, especially when you're in a field where you don't know much about, but you want to become better at whatever that craft is. Having a mentor will literally allow you to get over hurdles that
You
you
don't
know
go through.
you don't have to go through. So that makes a lot of sense. Even and in every industry, and a lot of time people have too much pride to ask for a mentor, and it's like, guys,
Mm-hmm.
it's one of the smartest things you can ever do, and it makes life so much easier. And like we were stating earlier, it connects you to other people. People love that. A lot of good people love to have, people that come in the industry ask them for help because they already know that they were in their shoes before and they would have wanted someone, to mentor them or help them. So
You know what I
that
always
is,
I say,
mm,
like, and I realize that with a lot of people, they're afraid to I right? They're afraid to like be like, okay, to let's say, or what I say is copy the greats,
yes,
copy the greats. Like whatever
yep,
he's doing something right.
that's true.
If I'm like one of the person, I could name him. One of the person, he probably, I saw him popped up earlier. Um, one of the guys that mentored me, his name is Ronald Wayne. He's a great photographer, and
Mm,
once I was building up, I was looking up to him. And you gotta copy the greats. Like, that's
yes,
the problem with people. They think that, oh, okay, they don't want to copy this, da, da, da.
not copy them.
Yeah,
Yep,
like copy it, but make it better in your own way.
make it exactly, make it into your own.
Because whatever they're doing, that's what J. Cole copied Jay-Z, did
Right.
Jay Z was doing, and then he
And
made
that's the thing. It's always been done before.
it's always
I,
been
I like. I don't really think there's much that we could say we're the first to do it. And even if there
nah.
is a percentage of whatever you're doing that had to come together, and it would have been done before. If that
That's
makes
a
any sense.
walk. But guess what? I'm
Say that
surprised.
again.
I thought I was the first one to do the moonwalk. You know,
Stop.
but somebody did come up with it.
Not the moonwalk. Now that was before your days. Like,
I did.
no, but for real, you really thought you was the first one to do the moonwalk?
And there's a lot of things I didn't know when I was in Haiti. Like,
Makes sense.
my first rapper. Like, I thought like my first introduction to rap was 50 Cent. I didn't even know Tupac. I didn't know Biggie. I didn't know no
Wow.
like rap guy, which is my favorite one. Which is my favorite rapper right now.
Yeah.
Always been was 50 Cent. Like I used to, wear the bandana.
Yeah. But you know what? Real quick to pause you on that. Influence
hmm
is so powerful.
Very powerful.
And if you're not realizing what's influencing you,
Yeah,
because naturally as humans, we're gonna naturally do it. If we look up to them,
that
especially celebrities, they influence the world. Just
that
copy
is
the
true.
right influencers. That's it. But that's so dope. Okay, so let's get to the last one. Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken winged bird that cannot fly. You want me to say it again?
Yes, it is.
Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken winged bird that cannot fly.
That's telling me never give up,
Mm.
and that's what got me here. Is not giving up, and that's why I tell everybody. I say, look, I say, no matter what you do, don't give up. Don't give up. Imagine
Yes.
I got robbed the first time. Imagine I give up if I got robbed the second time. Imagine
Yeah.
I got robbed the third time I got robbed.
Mm.
Imagine I give up when I went broke.
Yes.
When this happened. When this happened. Then pandemic. When the pandemic happened.
Right.
Like the pandemic. Imagine I give up because the pandemic is what really blew me off.
Right.
Because
Mm.
that's what got me to take everything full time.
Yeah.
Stop there.
Mm. I love that. I love that. That's from Langston Hughes. Langston Hughes, I used to read about him. I think in school, we used to have like books on him and stuff like that. I think he was like a famous writer. I have to look him up again, but he was really known, I know, when we was in high school. So you did an amazing job at explaining that quote. I love that. So we're gonna just get into the last part, which is the host hot seat. And pretty much you get to ask me, the host, whatever question that you like, just one question. And I have to answer it. Huh?
One question that you asked me before.
No, one question that you want to ask me, and I have to answer it.
Okay. Um.
I'm nervous.
Okay. What is your? I want to ask a good question. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see.
Look, the tension, the tension. I'm just trying to. I'm nervous. You the first one that took this long.
What do people normally ask?
Everyone has asked. I think I've had one person, two people ask the same question. Um, what made me do this? Like start doing interviews and stuff like that.
That is a good question. That is a good question.
You want to steal that one?
Yeah, I'll still down. Let me see. Okay. Um. What? Okay. I'm not gonna ask you what made you start this, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask you like, what is the motive behind it? What's gonna make you keep, pushing to keep doing it?
Knowing that I can be a source for people and I can be a silent blessing when it comes to this because I started this because, well, the point of it is to give wisdom in the entrepreneur field to people that is either starting or thinking about starting, you know? Um, I could be a vessel for them because whenever people come on here, they get some type of wisdom or knowledge and they learn something that they didn't know that they needed to learn.
Yeah.
And that's what keep me going. I
And
feel like it brings a lot of, huh?
that's what's gonna not gonna. What I'm trying to say is like, if you come to a point where you feel like giving up, what's gonna make you keep going?
Knowing that people are watching and that they look forward to it. I want it for as long as I can, even if I could take this and keep it, but expand it into something else where I can even bring other interviewers in to do it. Um, I would want to keep it going as long as I can because I can be a part of their educational book. Just knowing that. So even last week, and I was out of it, the next day when I woke up, I didn't feel happy because I didn't come on. You know, that feeling that I've been getting every Wednesday from the beginning of the year, I didn't have it anymore, and I felt like I let everyone down. If that makes sense.
Can I share
And
something?
not. Mm-hmm.
The moment you don't feel like it is the moment that you should do it.
Mm.
That's the moment that's gonna take you to like a whole new level. I kid you not. I've remember I used to do late night editing every night.
Yeah.
No progress. Every night, no progress. Do it again, 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 again. The night I didn't feel like doing it, like it really took me a lot. Like it's like shit, man. I really don't want to do this. That night, those nights are the nights that really took me to the next level. It's like if I didn't do it that night, I wouldn't be in this position. If I didn't do
Mm.
a headache, I can't do it. Like where I felt drowsy, I got a little drunk or whatever.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That night, those nights are the most important nights. And you
Mm.
put on those nights because once you kind of like see it for the first time that you did it and you see where it got you, those the rest of the nights when you feel like doing it, you're gonna think about that.
Yeah,
It's gonna make you keep going.
I love that. That's so true. That is because I could just think of times where even okay. So just real quick before we get off, when I got on Fresh and Fit,
Mhm.
I manifested, going on other people's podcasts as well. And I remember going into work because I have my own suite, and I didn't feel like going in to clean that day. And
Mhm.
I said, you know what, let me just go because I'm not gonna want to do it tomorrow. So I forced myself to go, and that's when I met Dollface. I don't know if you know who Dollface is. She comes on
Yeah.
Fresh and Fit a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she just asked me to use my charger, and we just connected.
Exactly.
And I'm like, so that is good. Because if I didn't go in, I wouldn't have met her, and then I wouldn't have met you.
And mind you, right? Right. I literally
Hmm.
spoke to you. I literally spoke to you a second before I left.
That's true.
I didn't. I spoke to you because when Valley brought my car out, I spoke to you like literally right before I left. I was saying bye to you, and then that's when I,
Yes.
opened that door. Hold on, my phone is dying. Give me a second.
Okay. That's consistency and self motivation. Yes, that is true. Consistency and self motivation you will definitely thank yourself for the self motivation. That's
But yeah,
completely true.
I had to go.
So I want to wrap it up. And normally with my wrap up segment, this is basically the life gem. And you basically just give one life gem and tell the people where they can find you.
Oh, I tell them where to find me. Okay. Um,
Well, a life gem as well. So leave them with the life gem, and then tell them where they can find you.
damn. I think the most important life gem is what I just said. Is like the most important
Oh,
times is is when you don't feel like it.
feel like it.
Is when you don't those days when you work in a craft and you don't feel like working on it.
Yeah.
Is the days that you gotta get up and go do it. I mean, and also too another thing too, your environment. You gotta have somebody that's gonna hold you accountable. It don't matter what it is. Like for example, I have my boy. Like we've been at this for years,
Mm.
and we butt heads a lot. And at the end of the day, he's always looking out for my back, right? No matter
Hmm.
what. And if there's a day I don't feel like doing something, he's that nigga gonna make sure I do it.
Right.
you know, be
Yes.
like, yeah, bro, yeah, we need to do this. You need those type of people in your life because sometimes everybody think they could do it alone. Everybody, like nothing you accomplish is by yourself. No one's
Yes.
accomplished anything by themselves. Everybody
Hmm.
said they made it alone. You ain't make it alone. That's cap.
Yeah.
Somebody gotta. I always say it's either somebody gotta believe in you, somebody gotta give you a chance. In
Yes.
business, that's how it goes. Somebody gotta either believe in you, or somebody gotta give you a chance. Somebody gotta believe in you that they trust you, what you're doing here, and then they're willing to pay you, and that's them giving you a chance. So
Yes.
you think them,
Yes.
because they like your first client, they your first
Right.
transaction. So that
Yes.
transaction gives you that motivation to take another transaction.
Section.
So
Yep.
nobody makes it alone.
Yes.
Nobody makes it alone. That's business number 101. You need people.
Yes. 100%.
And then what was the
Wow.
other one? What was the
Okay.
what was
Yeah.
the other one?
Hmm.
What did I have to say?
Well, the next one is just to basically tell everyone where they could find you.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm about to give dumb shout outs right now.
Give
So
them, give them.
so here's where to find me. Find me at this page, Jflow Pics, which is where I have my photography page, photography and videography and things like that. I have models. So if anybody wants to hire me for something, they need faces, they need beautiful girls, and whether if it's a music video, whether if it's their company, you can reach out to me. I provide all of it. If you need cars, I provide that as well. Boats, yachts, provide that as well. And also, I actually have me and my boy. We recently started doing films, so you can follow us on the YouTube channel where we post or we do short films. So
Mm.
basically, what we do is it was his idea. He came up to me about it. That's why you need friends like this, because sometimes you may not agree in the beginning, but sometimes when you see reason to it, it's like, okay, let's do it, right?
Yeah.
He came up with the idea. He said, let's do this. Let's just direct short films and stuff. So I said, okay. At first I was kind of like hesitant about it, but then over time I said, okay, let's do it. We did our second film the other day. It
Mhm.
went great, and everything is improv in that film. Like everything, it's not scripted.
Mm.
It's all improv, and it came out great. And the crazy thing is,
Mhm.
the film was about something that could happen. So the films that we do is based on things that could happen, that
Yeah.
may happen, and it just so happens something about that film actually ended up happening on the same
Really?
week that we dropped it, and then and it's like, okay, shit, that's good. So we're gonna drop another one, but check it out on Vibes Vibe Check Production
All
on YouTube.
right.
So we have two films out already. So
Nice.
that's going on.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Jay. I am just so glad that we met.
I know in one split second.
Yes, in literally one split second. And that just goes to prove that that's literally all you need is to connect with
That's really
somebody.
good. But before you go, let me ask you one. What is your name?
Chantal.
Chantal.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? I've been talking to you this whole time because you're. I see your name as CEO of your life,
Mm-hmm.
but I never know. I never know.
But and my actual name is on my page. So when you go on my page, it's right underneath it. It's just
And
that a lot of people, it's hard for a lot of people to pronounce it when they see it. So it's like, it's better if someone hear it and then they see the spelling.
you're not Haitian, are you?
I'm Jamaican.
You're Jamaican. Okay. For
Yes.
some reason, when you're in the podcast, I was like, she's Haitian.
Really?
Yeah.
I get that. I get Haitian, Jamaican, and I get Bahamian.
I never get Haitian.
Yeah, I wouldn't think Haitian. I don't know why I wouldn't think
I
Haitian.
never get Haitian.
I would have thought maybe Bahamas, Bahamian.
I get Trinidad.
Oh,
That's the
okay.
majority what I get is Trinidad. Never.
Yeah. Somebody put the But yeah, so and it's my name is spelled Chantau. So it's different.
Chantal. Okay,
Chantal.
okay.
Yeah.
I definitely.
So I will definitely be in contact with you. Hopefully I get to see you on the show again, see you at the show or somewhere else. We could
Yeah,
probably
definitely.
connect or whatever. And like I said, thank you so much for coming on. When I do, at the end, I always tell my guests that I have a goal for my 1 year to
Hmm.
bring everyone together
Yeah.
and just have a huge, not really convention, maybe big,
Hmm.
of wine glass conversation with a whole bunch of bosses and,
Yeah.
people just networking and just doing their thing. So
No, I
it's a lot.
appreciate you.
It's gonna
Just
be,
keep
it's
doing
gonna
your
be
thing.
different.
Keep doing your thing, and then just don't give up on it.
I will not. Thank you so much, Jay.
Pleasure.
I'll see you soon.
I finished my whole bottle, man. This is.
Do you have to edit any pics?
I gotta edit.
This is probably when you'll be able to do it the best anyway.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. That's when I should do it.
well, have a good night.
You too.
All right, bye.
For sure.